your no, you have to follow it up with something, right? Make your no mean something. What's up, everyone? It's Brandon from ADT, where we put your dog first. If you want to build a phenomenal recall with your dog, damn near perfect recall with your dog, then you have to start from the beginning, all right? Because we need to work sequentially and go in order. So, in the way of my camera, girl. In the way of my camera. So, we're outside today. I'm with Sophie, my AM staff. And in part 5 of this video, I want to touch on the use of food in recall, because it's important. All right. Okay, so we're teaching a behavior. Let's say it's a sit. All right. We want to see an increase in the number of sits. We want to see the dog get more proficient at sitting. All right. So if we use a continuous schedule of reinforcement, that means that we're rewarding every time, okay, after she performs that target behavior. Okay, but there's different schedules of reinforcement, and this is where the food comes in, and this is where a lot of owners make mistakes, is that they're using a continuous schedule of reinforcement. They're using food every time to reward the dog, and you do that in the beginning, of course, but there comes a point where you need to venture off, right, and start using different schedules of reinforcement. Okay, and eventually end up at something called a variable ratio schedule. But eventually we need to get to a place in our dog training where we are rewarding randomly after a random amount of times, okay? And then past that, okay, once the dog has learned that behavior, you can still get refusals, all right? So you'll call the dog and they won't come to you, okay? So we're using food, all right? I'm gonna let her get distracted. Let me move the camera so you can see better. All right, So remember that, okay? When you're using food in dog training, once your dog is starting to pick it up, start to reward them every other time, and then every second time, and then eventually kind of gauge your dog and start to mix it up, start to make it random over the course of time, okay? But we're gonna start from the beginning using that continuous schedule of reinforcement. We're outside right now. When you start this, I don't want you to do this outside. I want you to do this in the house. Make sure that you can recall the dog in the home before you go outside, okay? And start adding distractions and things like that. Get her to walk around. Right. She's a bit of a Velcro dog, so sometimes she just likes to hang out by me, which, by the way, if you have a Velcro dog, recall is a lot easier to teach them. I want to mention in the beginning, what I want to reiterate is when you're teaching recall, okay, use a leash, okay? It's going to help you. It's not going to hinder you. Then you can start taking the leash off, recalling, of course, you know, with no leash. All right, so Sophie, come. Yes. She was too quick for me. Too quick for me. It's because, you know, we've done this a lot. Sophie, come. Yes. Good. Come. Yeah. Break. So it should look like that, okay? Dog's name. Command, mark that with a correct or incorrect marker, all right? Reward, and release them or ask for another command after that, okay? Do that repetitiously, okay? And if they don't listen, okay, go and get them. Like, if I called her, she's not coming, okay? I'm gonna say, no. And I'm gonna go and get her, right? So my no is followed up by something. Don't just say no, don't do anything, right? That's like a parent that constantly uses threats on their kids and nothing happens, you know? I'm gonna ground you, I'm gonna take your phone, and they never take your phone, and they never ground you, all right? So your no, you have to follow it up with something, right? Make your no mean something, okay? Some dogs sometimes dogs still don't want to listen, you know. They'll give you refusals. I don't want to sit, you know. And what's gonna happen if I don't? And so the dog starts training you, all right, because they know that you don't really mean what you say. Sit really doesn't mean sit. So reward continuously in the beginning with food. Okay, let me do another example for you. All right, dog's name, command, mark that, either correct or incorrect, and then reward when they get to you. Release them or ask for another command. Okay. Sophie, come. Yes. Heel. Sit. That time I asked for other stuff, you know, but keep it real simple in the beginning. Okay?